Thank you to REDMAGIC for sponsoring today's video. The REDMAGIC Astra gaming tablet just came out a few days ago, and it is a fantastic device. Easily the most powerful tablet you can get right now in 2025. And if anybody out there is a hardcore mobile gamer and they're looking for a tablet to play on, you can't get better than this. It has the Snapdragon 8 Elite chipsets, 24 gigabytes of RAM, a 165Hz refresh rate display, liquid cooling, the coolest built-in gaming system I have ever seen on any device out there, and I could just go on and on. It is crazy. I've been using this device for a little while now, and I cannot recommend it enough. Even though REDMAGIC sponsored this video, I've been using REDMAGIC devices for like 6 to 8 years at this point in time, and I cannot recommend this device enough. In today's video, what I wanted to do is talk about my 10 favorite features, the 10 best features about this REDMAGIC Astra gaming tablet. You can watch this video and see for yourself whether or not this tablet is for you. If you guys are interested in this tablet, I have a link down below in the description. Go click on it, get this tablet for yourself, because I can safely say it will be a very good purchase if you're a mobile gamer. So to start, my first favorite thing about the REDMAGIC Astra gaming tablet is the overall look and feel of how premium this tablet is. Like, it's not just some generic cheapy little tablet you can get on Amazon. It's made out of metal. It has a very, very premium feel, very reminiscent of another company that I'm sure you know very, very well. It's got a very cool RGB lighting on the back and that little transparent part right there. It even labels some of the special features about the tablet, and it looks awesome. It's extremely thin, like remarkably thin for a tablet in my personal opinion, and when you hold it in your hand, like you feel like you can take this thing anywhere. Even though it's bigger than a phone, it is very, very compact, and it really manages its sizes and proportions very, very well. Unlike some other gaming devices out there, it's a little scaled back, and in my personal opinion, it's the type of thing you could even take into a meeting room and it doesn't really look out of place. They did a good job making it look somewhat gamer-esque, but at the same time, a lot more professional than, you know, maybe a standard gaming phone, for instance. Next up, the second thing we got to talk about is how smooth the gameplay feels whenever you play any game on this phone, even down to just using it for everyday tasks, swiping through your settings, going between different apps. With that 165Hz refresh rate and the massive amount of RAM this thing has, you're not going to have any stuttering. You're not going to have any lag at all. The multiple days that I've been using it so far, it has run perfectly. Like, there are some tablets and phones out there where it might struggle, especially, you know, after you turn on the device for the first time. It might take a little second before it gets back up to speed. With something like this, it is instant. It feels so quick, so fast, so smooth. You can't really get anything better than that, and that 165Hz refresh rate paired with a 2.4K resolution display that goes up to 1600 nits brightness. It's plenty bright, plenty colorful. You can use it outside, inside, no matter where you are. It's going to be a great gaming experience. Next up, though, we got to talk about my actual #1 favorite feature about this tablet, and it's the built-in game space that REDMAGIC puts on all of their devices. It is the coolest gaming system I have ever seen. You literally have an infinite amount of different settings that you can customize within the Game Space app. You can do everything from turning on certain plugins that give you like built-in cheating. Like, you're not actually cheating, but it almost feels like you're cheating when you're playing games. You have scout mode, which can zoom in on enemies very far away. You have hunt mode, which you can change the filter to make it easier to spot enemies, a sound equalizer to make it easier to hear enemies, and so many other different plugins. It is ridiculous. And not only that, you have like one-tap optimization. You can go from an eco mode to a boost gaming mode where it can focus all of the phone's resources on that game itself. You have 10 billion other different things that you can customize, turning on and off depending on what type of game you play. And really, seriously, you have to get this for yourself to actually see how many different features this tablet has. If I wanted to go through every single one, I would literally make this video an hour long, and that still wouldn't even be enough. If you want to be the best of the best, it would be dumb to not get a REDMAGIC device, even if it's not this tablet, because these features are just so much better than anything else you can get on the market. But now we got to talk about that incredible battery life. This thing has an 8,200 milliamp hour battery. That is ridiculous. You know what that means? You can play a game like PUBG Mobile or Delta Force Call of Duty Mobile for 5-6 hours straight. completely straight. You know, a lot of devices out there will say, oh yeah, you have 12 hours of screen time. But if you actually open up a mobile game and start playing it, you're going to find you might only have 1 to 2 hours of playtime before it dies. With something like this, to be able to have 5 to 6 hours of playtime is ridiculous. And on top of that, you have an 80-watt charger, so you can charge it up very, very quickly. And you have charge separation on this device, which means you can play and charge at the same time. So you don't even have to worry about when your tablet dies, you have to sit there and wait for it to charge to play again. You can play and charge at the same time, and it's not going to damage your battery. But we got to move on here, and a good transition to talk about how you could damage your battery. For other devices, it's because your device gets super hot. You don't have to worry about that with the REDMAGIC Astra gaming tablet because it is by far the best tablet at heat management I have ever seen. There are big companies out there that make tablets like Apple and Samsung, for instance, and I've used these tablets. They get very hot if you start to put intensive tasks on them, like so much so that you might even need to put on a case, otherwise you're gonna burn your hand. You don't have to worry about that with the Astra because it has a built-in 20,000 RPM internal fan. It has liquid cooling and like 10 other different things to keep this device cool. And because of that, it's gonna have the best heat management out of any tablet you will encounter, at least in the foreseeable future. The sixth thing I really like about this device is the overall screen size itself. Like, it's smaller than a traditional tablet. It's much more in size to like the iPad mini, if you're familiar with that. And because of that, it's not too big. For somebody like me, if I were to play on a big tablet screen, it's just too big to work with. Like, the buttons are too big, there's too much of a screen that you have to look around on, and I'm much more comfortable with a phone. And this is a lot closer to a phone size, but a bit bigger. So it's a little bit easier to see enemies that are farther away, for instance. The buttons are not so crowded on your screen. And if you want to get more comfortable with like claw method, for instance, where you're playing with 4, 5 fingers on your screen, it's actually doable, unlike on a phone where it's very, very difficult if you wanted to use more than 4 fingers to play a game. I understand for some people, maybe this size is a little bit odd, especially if you're going to be doing like productivity tasks. Maybe it's not the best thing. But again, this is built for mobile gamers, right? This is a gaming tablet, and I think this size is actually the perfect size to play most mobile games. Leading into that, the seventh thing that I really like about this device is the fact that, you know, it's built by a gaming-focused company. They have many years of experience creating many different types of gaming phones, gaming tablets, and they know what they're doing when it comes to something like this. It's not even like this is their very first tablet they ever made. They already have experience with tablets in the past. So they've already taken that experience and refined this tablet to be the best of the best. It's got some of the most amount of RAM. It's got the fastest chipset you can get. It's got so much storage. Everything about it, it's just so geared toward a mobile gamer. All of those things that I talked about earlier with that liquid cooling to the overall game space, it's just, I don't know, man. REDMAGIC just seems like it's the best of the best for me. After all of my years of experience using different gaming companies' devices, REDMAGIC is always the best. And that leads us into the eighth thing that I like the most about REDMAGIC devices, and it's the fact that I've used other devices from other companies in the past, and they have broken. There's one company in particular that's very well known. They make a lot of different laptops and phones and all sorts of different devices. And that company in particular, I have used 2 of their gaming phones already, and both of them randomly died. The display just shut off, and I could not get them fixed. With one of the devices, I actually tried to send it into the company, and they lost it. They literally lost the phone, and they just decided to give me some money in return. I had sensitive information on that phone. They just lost it. So with some of these other companies, you can run the risk of literally losing your device completely, even if you just had a broken screen. With REDMAGIC, they at least care enough to make it well enough. You're not going to have to send it into them because you're not going to even have these issues in the first place. I've been using REDMAGIC devices for like 6-8 years at this point in time. Never had an issue with them. I still use my oldest REDMAGIC devices to this day. Every single day, and they still run strong with no issue whatsoever. The second to last thing that I absolutely love about this device is the amount of RAM and ROM that you have. You have up to 24 gigabytes of LPDDR5T RAM and up to 1 terabyte of UFS 4.1 storage. I'm gonna be honest, for whatever reason, a lot of companies out there don't give you that much RAM and storage for tablets. It seems like they don't realize that some people like to play games on it, and it needs to have a lot of RAM and a lot of storage. They might think that these tablets are only for like watching YouTube videos or movies. And then in that case, yeah, you don't need that much RAM. But if you're looking for a tablet that can play any of those games, no problem whatsoever, and you can actually have a lot of games on your device without having to worry about storage, this is pretty much a no-brainer. 1 terabyte? You're not going to use up 1 terabyte unless you just take excessive amounts of videos. I have 1 terabyte on my phone, and with using cloud services, like I maybe use 256, 300 gigabytes max. With a tablet like this, you're not going to have to worry about running out of RAM and storage. And as I've said in the past, if you get close to maxing out your RAM and your storage, your device starts to slow down. So it's very important you have a lot of extra of both. And then finally, the very last thing that I absolutely love about a device like this is you can emulate PC games no issue whatsoever. You're watching a video from a REDMAGIC phone, but it's basically the same thing. It's the same technology. In fact, this is actually a little better because it's a newer device than the phone that this video was recorded on. But as you can see, you can play games like GTA 5 and Red Dead Redemption 2 with no problem. And the thing is these people are not just playing the game, casting it from their computer to their phone. They are actually emulating the game. That means that they are downloading the game onto their phone, they're running Windows, they're opening up the game, and then they're playing it with maybe a controller or touchscreen if they choose to use touchscreen. It's always better to use a controller. You can connect controllers via Bluetooth to this, no issue whatsoever, and you can actually emulate these games with 30 to 60 FPS, and that's groundbreaking for a little tablet like this. That means you don't even have to worry about getting a PC or a laptop. Obviously, as a YouTuber, it's my moral obligation to tell you that you should probably purchase these games first before you try to emulate it on your phone. Otherwise, you're technically doing something illegal. But hey, the fact of the matter is you can do it. You can emulate these games on your tablet, and it's awesome. There are very few devices out there at this price point that are able to do what the Astra gaming tablet can do. And with that, we can just take a look a little bit more at this video here. That basically is it. Those are 10 of some of my favorite features about the REDMAGIC Astra gaming tablet. It's such a cool tablet, and for a tablet that starts at $549, I think it's a very, very good purchase, especially if you are a very hardcore mobile gamer and you want a bigger screen, but not too big to the point where it's a full-size tablet, and you want to be able to do everything from playing games at 165 frames to being able to emulate PC games. This is a fantastic choice for you with that 24 gigs of RAM, 1 terabyte of storage, 2.4K resolution display, and all those special gaming features. This is pretty much the ultimate gaming device out there, and I cannot recommend it enough. As I said, I have a link down below in the description if you would like to get one of these for yourself. I really hope you all did enjoy this video. If you did, please take a second and leave a like and subscribe, and I will see you all in the next episode.